Oh yeah, look at that bike. Oh my god, it looks so cool. And it's almost put together, it's almost done. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another 1985 Yamaha IT200 video, where this is my barn find project. I got it running and I've done a number of things, and let me just take you through what I've done so far, bring up to speed where I'm at with the bike right now. One of the things the bike needed real bad was tires, and obviously it's been sitting for a while. It would be a good idea to have new tires anyway, but the ones that were on here were cracked, dry rot. I mean, they were just falling apart. So before I put the tires on the wheels, I wanted to go through all of the wheels and just clean them, make everything fresh and make sure everything was okay. There was so much dirt, so much grime and buildup over the years that, you know, that it probably just was never washed, ridden and put away. So with a solution of simple green, a bristle brush, and just spending hours getting to work on the hub, getting all that grime and all of that stuff off. Inside the hubs there was a little bit of dirt, a little bit of contamination from them sitting, so with some 120 grit sandpaper, I just lightly went inside of the drum there and just cleaned that up with some sandpaper to brighten up that metal on there. Put new pads in, and so now the hubs were ready to go. Now I could mount the tires, and I did that. I got those mounted front and rear. So for Moose Racing, they have this yellow paint pen. Well, there's probably a whole bunch of different colors, but the classic, the traditional yellow logo insignia on the dirt tires, and colored in the logo. Just take your time. I mean, it's a little bit of a process. Just go slow, and I mean, it wipes off pretty easy when it's fresh. So if you make a mess up, no big deal. But I painted the lettering in on the Dunlop just to set it off, to help that pop off the tire. So that looked pretty cool. So with the lettering looking good, the tires were mounted on the wheels, everything's freshened up, looking good. It was time to do some chain and sprocket because the chain was rusted. It was just destroyed. The sprocket looked like it had been used pretty good. The countershaft sprocket, the front sprocket, looked fine, and it was still standard stock gearing. And so with the rear, I just ordered a new chain and a new rear sprocket, a JT 44 tooth, which is standard stock gearing. Okay, and then next was the swing arm, and I did a video where I put on some decals and a chain guard that I got from DC Plastics. While I had that off, I could get into the linkage, which was really dirty. I mean, it was also just as grimy and dirty as the wheels were. Once I got the parts clean, I took the linkage apart and cleaned everything up, re-greased everything, put them back together, and put them back on the bike. And then put the swing arm in there and lined that all up. So after I had the swing arm installed, I could then install the rear shock. Now the rear shock, looking how it was an older shock and I just wasn't sure of things, I sent it to some professionals, Race Tech in California, and I let them handle the rebuild and put new internals in and just give me a fresh new rear shock. I got a new OEM, a Yamaha OEM air filter to put in because the air filter that was in the air box was just destroyed. Got it all cleaned up, looking good, and got that installed. Okay, next was the fuel tank. And if you've seen some previous videos or the earlier videos of this bike when I first got it, and you may have seen this thing was in rough shape. Like, I almost thought right when I was picking the bike up, well, a new fuel tank is first thing they have to do because it's just totally destroyed. So I watched some YouTube videos on how to clean plastic fuel tanks and get them back to a shining look. And so I did that. I used just soapy water solution and wet sanded it. Started with I think it was 200 grit wet sandpaper, and did that for a few hours, which actually I did that for a couple of days, and then moved to a 300, 4, 600, and a final of 1200 grit wet sandpaper. After I got it sanded and looking pretty good, Then I went to a polishing compound to polish it and to really bring out the shine. And I just used a Meguiar's cutting compound and just used a real nice soft polishing wheel and buffed the heck out of that thing. And so overall, it looks okay. It's not perfect. It's not factory looking. In fact, this side, the left side, has a bit of green tint still. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. But the other side, which wasn't as bad, kind of actually looks still a little bluish, not too horrible. But the tank is back. The inside's cleaned out. All of the syrupy tar fuel of the inside of the tank is out. I put new screws and cleaned the petcock and mounting points for all of that. So all new hardware to get this thing installed. This thing's ready to go. Which leads me to what I'm going to be doing next time, and that is the fork legs. I'm going to break these apart, get a whole bunch of new internals put in, new fluids, get them back on the bike. This thing's real close to being on the trail. I got some other small things up here to work on in the front, get the exhaust put on, but I'm real close. We're getting close. Thanks everybody for stopping by and checking out the videos. Appreciate it. See you all in the next one.